Hey guys, if you've been following me for very long, you know about a month ago I had a cradle failure on my Garmin unit and lost it while going down the interstate. Sucks, right? But after everything that happened, talking to Garmin, and I tried to talk to Garmin. I sent emails, things of that nature, and they left me hanging. So here's my story. Sad but true. So my original unit was a Garmin 7 SV. Okay, very similar to the 7.3 CV that I have. Only difference is this is a chirp model, the other one wasn't. Okay, and they changed it from an SV to a CV because Lowrance sued Garmin for side view label, so that's why you won't see an SV on anything Garmin anymore. Now the 7 SV was, it'd been around for 4 or 5 years. Great unit, had a lot of good reviews. But, plain and simple, my cradle failed. I had it in the boat, just like I've got this one in the boat right now, on its cradle and mounted to a aluminum ram mount. A little bit of movement there, a little bit of cushion. Not totally rigid, but as you can see, it's way up on top of the console and the highest point of the boat. I'd taken it to the lake 4 times, which is a 45-minute drive, state highways, so 50, 60 mile an hour, no problems. And then I drove 250 miles or so, I think it is, down to the tailwaters, which is a 4-hour drive for me. And, interstate driving, which some Indiana and Kentucky sections of interstate suck. Let's just go ahead and say it. So between 80 mile an hour and rough pavement, I lost the head unit, my 7 SV. So after talking to some people online through Facebook and some other outlets that had that unit, I was told that it's a common occurrence. It happens quite often. And I was also told that, once you do get a hold of somebody at Garmin, they'll help you out. So I sent my emails. I called multiple times. Finally, I decided the only way I was going to get through was to call early one morning, right when their customer service line opened up. And I told the woman what happened, and they weren't sympathetic at all. Garmin's response was that I should have taken the unit out of the cradle before I trailered it down the road, which blows my mind. I didn't make the cradle. There's no wrong way to mount it, not that I can see, but they weren't sympathetic. Said, "We can't help you, sir." I said, "Well, can I at least buy another head unit to replace the one that I lost?" "No, that's a discontinued unit, and we don't sell that anymore because of the lawsuit, right?" So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. If you have a Garmin unit and you have a cradle, be very careful. Yes, I bought another one. I like it. What can I say? I like the software. I like the color. I like the contours. Don't worry about that. It's just an empty box. But I don't like the cradle system. And I don't like the 2-piece crimp nuts that you got on the back of the cables either, Garmin. But this being a very large boat, I'm not going to be taking this out because I know sooner or later I'm going to drop it. And then Garmin's not going to, you know, cover that aspect either. So here's what I did. If you follow the instructions in your Garmin unit for flush mounting, you'll find that on the front of the unit, right here on the outer edge on each side, there's a little panel that you can remove. And when you remove that panel, you can see these holes that are in the corner for flush mounting. What I did, I took a stud and put a few nuts on there, and with some green floral lashing wire, I pretty much wired the cradle to the unit. Now, I didn't alter nothing. I didn't drill nothing. I didn't, you know, didn't make any new holes. But this might give some of you guys just a little bit more insurance, so you don't lose a $750 unit driving down the interstate to your fishing hole. Here's the little two-piece nuts that I'm talking about. That slides in, and then you get a two-piece thing that you crimp on it. I don't like that. They do that so the hole is smaller that you put it through your boat. I'm here to tell you guys, I mean, an 1/8 inch different size hole from the big collar to the small is not going to make a big difference. But anyway, I just wanted to share my story about Garmin and their customer service and this horrific cradle. Take your head unit out of your boat every time you move it. Even if you're going down the lake, maybe you want to do something different. I personally am not going to waste any time taking this damn thing in and out, so I have wired it in place.